On Sunday, Cardano's ADA cryptocurrency soared, propelling the smart contract platform back into the top tier of market capitalization rankings. Hi Cardano lovers, welcome to Cardano Land, your daily dose of Cardano. If you're interested in everything around Cardano, this is the place for you. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for us to provide you with more Cardano news. And let us know in the comments how much you think Cardano will cost next month. Let's get to it. On major exchanges, ADA surged 14% to $1.83, setting a new all-time high. It was last seen floating just below $1.80, having gained 14% on the day, 31% on the week, and over 47% in the previous month. In 2021, Cardano's results have been nothing short of outstanding. The cryptocurrency began the year at about 17 cents per token, before rising above $1 per token in February. It's risen steadily since then, reaching a high of 793.6% since the beginning of the year. Cardano's goal is to decentralize a number of sectors that are struggling to adapt to change. Education, retail, agriculture, government, finance, and healthcare are among the industries affected. These plans have been made public by the company. The common thread running across all of these verticals is a high degree of centralization. It's important to note that decentralization and transparency are two core tenets of distributed ledgers and the blockchain. The company is transparent in what it's attempting. The creation of the above use cases is part of that transparency. ADA has now surpassed the psychologically significant price of $1. That only occurred a few months ago. It's part of ADA's incredible run in 2021, which has seen the stock rise by more than 600%. As a result of the Ethereum dominance, Cardano prices have become monotonous. ADA is now trading in the same range as it has been for the past few days, at £1.3455. According to CoinGecko, Cardano has a market cap of $57.8 billion, edging out Tether USDT for 6th place on the market leaderboard. On CoinMarketCap, Cardano's market ranking may be as high as 6th. ADA also outperformed Bitcoin, BTC in comparison, rising 16% against the most common cryptocurrency. When measured in Bitcoin, ADA is still well below its all-time peak. As investors prepare for the next leg of the bull market, Cardano is being backed by a confluence of economic, fundamental, and sentiment-driven indicators. The resumption of ADA's uptrend was verified late last week, after the cryptocurrency crossed the $1.48 resistance, as Cointelegraph recently stated. The immediate upside goal is $2, followed by $2.25, according to price action. Fundamentally, Kraken, a digital currency exchange, revealed last week that ADA staking was now available on its website. Users of Kraken can now conveniently finance their ADA staking accounts to earn incentives of up to 6%, with payouts arriving regularly. A big Africa incident occurred only a few days ago, which was the most recent major incident in the Cardano network. In the case of Cardano, the company behind it, Input Output, agreed to decentralize the education sector with the Ethiopian government. The Ministry of Education will use Cardano's technology to establish a digital identity for 5 million students. Cardano's blockchain technology will be used to revamp Ethiopia's education system, according to IOHK, the company behind Cardano and ADA. The company's research and development team is working on a system that will identify students and teachers, conduct digital grade verification, and allow remote monitoring of a school's results. The system would provide a tamper-proof system for tracking information about 5 million students across 3,500 campuses, which is one of the system's benefits. Ethiopia's Education Minister, Getahun Makuria, claims that blockchain technology will help Ethiopians gain access to higher education and employment. Cardano has long been regarded as a promising cryptocurrency. It uses proof-of-stake (POS) technology to validate transactions instead of the more costly proof-of-work approach used by Bitcoin and Ethereum. Besides that, the network could theoretically execute 1 million transactions per second due to the coin's lightning speed. All of this was due to Cardano's all-star leadership team. Cardano, the cryptocurrency network established by Ethereum co-founder Charles Hoskins, has since recruited other top-tier industry veterans to help expand its network. Hoskinson started working on the project in 2015 after the scaling issues as well as Bitcoin and Ethereum had been identified. The Ouroboros protocol was chosen by the founding team to avoid making the same mistakes. Instead of solving a futile, complicated cryptography puzzle, a proof-of-stake scheme will enable trustworthy players to verify transactions. While the Ethereum project is still focused on moving to POS, the success of Ouroboros was never assured. A system, on the other hand, has proved to be much more immune to attacks than anyone had expected. Transaction fees on a typical ADA purchase are less than 25 cents, much less than the 1.5% to 5% discount offered by traditional banks and credit cards. When Cardano first launched, it set aside 5 billion ADA for its 3 growth teams. The monetary equivalent at the time was just $150 million, which was enough to make a difference but not enough to change the world. Since then, the ADA mad trip has converted a small sum into a fortune, with the allocated ADA worth nearly $6 billion. These businesses have found themselves in an extraordinary situation that could have only been predicted by Ripple Labs with XRP. Non-fungible tokens, NFTs, are all the rage these days. Everyone seems to want in, and the cryptocurrencies that fund these digital artifacts are gaining the most ground. Cardano's recent meteoric rise can also be traced back to the early NFT craze. Cardano's protocol was recently revised, and investors have considered it to be game-changing. The update adds native tokens and multi-asset support, bringing exciting new use cases for Cardano, according to a recent tweet. Cardano, like Ethereum, can support secure coins, decentralized finance, DeFi applications, and non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Some assume Cardano has the ability to erode Ethereum's early mover advantage. Although it's probably too early to predict which cryptocurrency alternatives will win out in the end, this is currently a speculator's game. Cardano has a lot of momentum, which is more powerful than anything else in the market right now, including fundamentals. It, on the other hand, charges just a few cents per transaction. As a result, ADA is one of the few viable alternatives to Ethereum's NFT dominance. The Alonzo update, which is expected to bring smart contract capability on the blockchain, is the next big step in Cardano's multi-year growth roadmap. Input-output diagram last month, Cardano's development arm, Hong Kong, said that Alonzo is gradually deployed to the mainnet through several testnets. During May and June, early adopters and partners will be able to test the upgrade's functionality. Price prediction. With a breakout from a cup with handle based on May 5th, Cardano price began a new rally, rising above the long-standing trading range and setting new all-time highs. It was the best week since the beginning of February, putting ADA on track to gain another 30%. Cardano price has gradually rallied since breaking out of the cup with handle base on May 5th, with significant volume spikes on positive days, consistent with a bullish scenario. The calculated transfer goal for the base is $2.27, representing a 55% increase from the handle high of $1.46 and a 30% increase from the current amount. The price target is marginally higher than the 161.8% extension of the April decline, which was $2.23 at the time. Cardano must rise above the 138.2% Fibonacci extension of the April decline at $1.95, as well as the often difficult round amounts, in this case $2. The price of Cardano can lose support and revert lower. The 10-week simple moving average SMA at $1.30 is the first required amount. Cardano's daily social volume has increased in the last week, according to data from over 1,000 crypto-related channels, including Telegram groups, crypto Reddits, Discord groups, and private trader chats. The rise in ADA mentions shows that the bullish market action is capturing the attention of retail investors. Even so, it is important to note that the increase in social mentions for ADA is still far below the feverish levels that follow the February and March peaks, implying that the Cardano price gains will continue until the Cardano story becomes saturated on networks. Breakouts from long-term trading ranges are vulnerable to profit-taking, as traders who purchased previously missed range breakouts try to make up for their losses or reward their persistence with a profit. Pullbacks can be restricted in percentage and length as long as the volume accumulation/distribution profile remains bullish. We could say that Cardano is by the people for the people. Hold on tight because Cardano is going to the moon. Let us know in the comments below what your thoughts are on how much you think Cardano will cost next month. And make sure to subscribe and give a thumbs up. See you next time at Cardano Land.